Haiste, a UK firm of consulting engineers that was founded in 1920 and was in business for more than 70 years. Hello, thank you for clicking on to watch this video, which is the second in a series that I'm making to try to put something worthwhile on the digital record about the consulting engineers Haiste and its many accomplishments. This video opens at the start of the last century when John H. Haiste began his career as a trainee civil engineer. We learn of his military service during the First World War and the kinds of projects that the firm was undertaking during the 1920s and 1930s. The video ends when, after the end of the Second World War, a new phase begins, as I'll be describing in the next video. I'm Hugh Allen and I joined Haiste in 1971. I worked for the firm on projects throughout the UK and in several countries overseas. I stayed on with its successor until 2001, by which time the Haiste name had gone into honourable retirement. So now let's get on and watch the rest of the video. John Herbert Haiste was born in Leeds in 1883, one of 6 children in the family. He was educated at schools in the city. Leaving school at 16, he started his employment with the Great Northern Railway Company, which built the line from London King's Cross to Leeds and York. He soon moved on to working on timber jetties and quays at Grimsby and on the Humber estuary. He became an associate member of the Institution of Civil Engineers, the equivalent of member grade today. At the outbreak of the First World War, John Haiste enlisted in the Royal Engineers and was posted to Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq. He was based at Basra, the port city on the Shatt al-Arab, which is the waterway between the confluence of the rivers Tigris and Euphrates and its outlet into the Persian Gulf. He was assigned to the construction of docks that could berth large troop and war supply ships. He was also responsible for building pontoon bridges across the rivers. His duties extended to reclamation, dredging and conservation works along the river Euphrates, as well as surveys of some 200 miles of river and 100 square miles of marshland. He had some 50 officers and up to 2,000 other ranks under his command. When I first went to Iraq for Haiste in 1975, I had no idea that John H. himself had been there some 60 years earlier. Returning to civilian life, he established his own consulting practice, John H. Haiste and Partners, in 1920. Its offices were at Union Bank Chambers in Hull, later known as Barclays Bank Chambers. During the interwar years, the firm continued with harbour works on wharfs, jetties, slipways and lock gates in the Humber estuary area, in the northeast at Hartlepool, and as far south as Fowey in Cornwall. At Grimsby, a scheme to extend the fish docks was valued at £500,000, and that's about 40 million today when you adjust it for inflation. Regional water supply schemes were developed in Hertfordshire, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire and Yorkshire. A sewerage scheme for the resort and fishing harbour town of Bridlington was implemented, as well as sea defences and sections of the promenade. Haiste's senior engineer on the scheme was John Lovett, who went on to become a partner in the larger consulting firm of Howard Humphreys. The practice must have been doing well then, as John Haiste was able to employ a full-time uniformed chauffeur. John Haiste's wartime experience no doubt counted when the firm was appointed to design a pontoon bridge at Nyali in Mombasa, Kenya. It was completed in 1931 and at more than 400 metres in length. At the time it was the world's longest such structure. It served its purpose for 50 years until it was replaced by a conventional overhead bridge. It wasn't the firm's only overseas experience during this period. Other projects included a slipway in the Gambia, a jetty in the Falkland Islands, and an extensive ship repair yard at Lorient in Brittany. During the Second World War, John Haiste served as a technical advisor to the Ministry of Home Security and was a regional engineer at the Ministry of Health, which had responsibilities in relation to water supply and sanitation. The practice remained in business, but with just a skeleton staff. This image of John Haiste from the post-war period appears to show a man at ease with himself. With a successful career behind him, he had every reason to be satisfied and be proud of what his firm had achieved. With new partners being brought into the practice, its future was secured, as I will cover in the next video in the series, The Middle Years, which saw the firm expand during Britain's post-war reconstruction and development.